How about the Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys win on Sunday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, here we go. Here's it out for Lamb. He's got it. He's gone. This is history. It's never happened in the history of the NFL.
The Dallas Cowboys win. A thriller. And it's a classic. Another classic between two historic rivalries, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. And just like you, I'm going to take a moment here to compose myself because this is only 5 minutes after what we just witnessed. And I just want to get something right off the bat here. The Dallas Cowboys, if you follow this team and if you know this team, thick and thin, if you know the Dallas Cowboys, you just know they don't win games like that. You know they just don't win games like that. And it sucks, and we've been through years of shortcomings and years of failures and years of just shooting ourselves and years of beating ourselves, and we don't win games like those. We just don't. We come up just how we've seen that. I mean, coming up on the last couple plays, we always come up short. And to win this game feels different. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to sit here and say we're this or that. I'm not going to say, watch out for the Cowboys or anything like that. But as Cowboys Nation, we need to realize just how dramatic and how pivotal and vital of a win this was. It was against all odds. Vegas was against us. We were underdogs. And I told you guys all week long, this is a game that we could win. This is a game that is manageable. And it wasn't going to be pretty. It was going to be gutsy. It was going to be messy. I've been telling you guys that all week long. We talked about it in my pregame prediction video. And I felt a gut feeling about this game. And I'm not going to lie, it wavered a little bit throughout this game because it was a ridiculous game. But I knew the Cowboys could win this. And I had confidence, and I chose them to win this 26-19. They ended up winning it 20-17. I can't tell you how important and significant this win is, not just in terms of the schedule that's upcoming, but what this means to win this game on the road. And now the Dallas Cowboys are 3-0 on the road and 0-2 at home, and now we got to go back home and play Detroit. But the Dallas Cowboys are officially a road team, y'all. The Dallas Cowboys are officially a road team, and all of our wins have come on the road. And I apologize if I'm not. It's 12:17. It's the morning. And look, if you are new to the channel, or if you've been here for a while, look, and if you're watching any kind of other Cowboy content creators, give them a like and a subscribe. Just give it to them because we're working overtime here. We're literally making videos while the family's asleep. And trying our best to keep the engine going. And just please comment down below your immediate reaction. There's so much to break down in this game, but at the end of it, a win, you got to win this game. And I think on the other side of it, the most disappointing thing would have been if the Cowboys lost, obviously, but we all would have said that the Cowboys were in control. The Cowboys statistically had more yards. They were playing better defense. The Cowboys could have won this game. The Cowboys found a way to win, and that should be celebrated. And you got a Pittsburgh Steelers team that I believe that 3-1 record at the time was a little bit fictitious, and you saw it tonight. Justin Fields is built around a system, and hats off to this defense, man. I mean, this defense was scrutinized, criticized, and really held under a magnifying glass. And it got worse in that first series, knowing that Marshawn Nealon went down and was going to be out for the game. And even before kickoff, where we knew Kalen Carson wasn't going to play in the game, now a lot of guys had to step up. We had to be united in a way that we've never been this season on the road, on Sunday Night Football, in midst of all the obstacles. You got to talk about the obstacles because there was a delay. The boys weren't playing for an hour, had to wait it out. there is something with this team that is stirring. There's something small that perhaps they can build on and move forward with. But what you saw tonight is something we have not seen in this McCarthy era. What we saw tonight is very special because it's part of a championship DNA. And I understand how people are going to react when I say the C word. But you do have to realize when you're tuning into games like we do, when you watch every snap like we do, when you rewatch it, when you watch the film, when you understand the team, you understand we have never gone on the road and won a game like this and did a lot of stuff that was meant for us to lose the game and still overcome that and find a way to win. That's championship DNA. Of course, we want to tighten loose ends and dot our I's and cross our T's and do it in a much better job. I understand that. But you have to understand the Cowboys did that. They've done that for the past 3 years. They've gone 12-5, and they've blown out teams, and they look great defensively and offensively. And we're, one and done. And I'm not saying we're NFC Championship worthy. I'm not saying we're going to win a playoff game or anything like that. I'm just saying I'd rather see what this team is built of and put them through the fire this early in the season. I mean, this is a tough game to win for both teams. To not play at the kickoff time, wait it out, manage your energy, manage your hype, and go out there and still perform. To turn over the ball the way that we did, to have the offensive failures that we did, and still go down the field last minute of the game and win on the last play of the game. You have to give credit to this Cowboys team because they found a way to win when they have never found a way to win in these circumstances and in this situation. I'm really mind blown by, because when they get down there to the one, right? Dak gets down to the one, nearly fumbles it. Rico runs it in. It fumbles. Dak recovers. You're at the 4. Incomplete pass to the back of the end zone. You're thinking, oh, my God, they're going to do it again. Oh, my God, this is who the Dallas Cowboys are. Oh, my God, this is who they are. I'm about to be heartbroken at 1 a.m. in the morning. But then they didn't. And they beat a tough Pittsburgh defense on the road in Heinz Field. I know it's called Acrisure or whatever, but it'll always be Heinz Field. Just, I'm really impressed by the grit. And I feel like that's a word I have not used in so long with the Cowboys team. They showed grit tonight. They showed tough football to play under those circumstances, in that weather, on that field, on grass, to under the lights. Pressure was on. To bounce back, to redeem yourself, they did it. They did it. They did it. And again, I'm not promising anything. I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we're going to win the division. But games like this tonight can really help build your ball club and really get people to buy into culture that you're trying to get everyone to buy into. And so let's talk about Dak Prescott. I was very vocal about Dak going into this game, saying that he's going to be the reason. He's going to remind everyone. This is going to turn Dak haters into lovers. This is going to turn Dak pessimists into Dak optimists. Look, it was a really rough night to defend him for 58 minutes. I'm not going to lie. It was really rough. There were a lot of things that number 4 did that actually hurt this team more than helped this team. And I will be the first one to admit as well that I'm very happy that we won 20-17, but this game should not have been 20-17. The Cowboys had so many opportunities. I think before the final drive, there was 4 total drives and 3 points were total. That means we went to the red zone 4 times and only came away with 3 points. I mean, just you talk about things that you shouldn't do, they did. And if they would have lost this game, we would have been saying here like they deserve to lose this game. 4 red zone drives, 3 points. 1 was a fumble. If we talk about the fumble, whose fault is it? Terrence Steele obviously got beat by TJ Watt on the side. I think the offensive line has to do a better job at chipping TJ Watt and giving Terrence help since he's a liability on that side of the ball. But also Dak just can't hold on to the ball that long, and he was the one that fumbled it. Okay, that's my opinion about that. Then the second one is just brutal with the interception to CD. And look, a lot of people are going to talk about miscommunication due to training camp, all that stuff. Look, I said it last week in the post-game reaction video. I said training camp's over, or training camp preseason, it's over. First 4 games of the season are over. You went 2-2. Now this is it. This is the season. And point is, they have to be better. Those are 2 players, and I really don't care. I really don't care whose fault it was, and I'm sure it's 50-50. Dak was expecting something with the route, and CD was expecting something with another route. But the point is, both of them are paid, and both of them should be held to a higher standard. You just got to be better. And in those moments where the team is counting on you to get points, you just can't do that. And from Dak's perspective, he's trying to beat the cornerback to the throw, expecting CD's going to be there, and CD's not expecting the ball. They just have to be better. There's no way around it. You could blame it on miscommunication. You could blame it on the time missed due to the contract extensions and whatnot and the holdout. But that just can't happen week 5 into the season. Maybe the first 4 weeks because you're still getting acclimated. But regardless, that was my opinion on the second one. I was just mad at both of them. If I'm coach, I'm mad at both of them. I'm pissed at both of them. That's on both of you guys. That's not on him. That's not on him. You guys are wasting time saying it's on Dak or saying it's on C. It's on both of you guys. You guys represent the organization. You guys represent this offense. You guys are this offense. It is your job to be on the same page. That's it. There's no middle ground. There's no gray area. There's nothing like that. You two need to fix it now. And if you're not, well, I don't want to get doom and gloom because it's a win tonight, but it just has to be better. Regardless, the second interception was just stupid. It was just stupid. Just stupid on Dak's part. And it almost came back and killed them. It really did. It almost came back and bit them. Cowboys were finding grooves, and they were finding momentum, running the ball. Dak could have, you look at the replay, Dak could have dumped it off to Jake Ferguson or Ezekiel Elliott right there, but decides to go deep 30 yards down the field to Jalen Tolbert. It was a stupid play. It was a stupid play, and Dak just has to be smarter than that. I mean, and again, you can contribute that to possibly the frustration of the offense, but also the frustration of the offensive line. And you could definitely tell for the most part of the night, Dak was not comfortable in the pocket. He just wasn't settled. He's very twitchy. He wasn't trusting his instincts. You could tell the line wasn't making him confident. And you could see that. You look over at this game, you could see it all over again. But that was just a dumb play. I mean, if you dump it down, you live for another play, and you keep that clock moving. But it gave Pittsburgh a chance, and they did. They turned that interception into points, and they took the lead 17-13. But in the moments that it counted, in the moments that it mattered, it really doesn't matter how you arrive up to a point. If you can do it, you should be able to achieve it. And that's a big thing that we need to see from our quarterback. A big thing that we need to see from our franchise cornerstone is that it's been a tough game. It's been a tough 58 minutes, but now it's just a 2-minute game. And if you can do what we expect you to do and lead this team to a win, we're going to love you for it, and we're going to respect you for it. It may have been a headache. It may have been excruciating getting there, but all that matters is the 2 minutes, and that takes mental toughness. That takes mental toughness, and we've been really tough about this team and its mental toughness. But to erase the last 58 minutes, and for this offensive line and for this offense and for its young wide receivers who are without Brandon Cooks, and Ryan Flournoy played on that final drive. Jalen Tolbert obviously had the game-winning catch. For those young guys, just to erase the 58 minutes that just happened and realizing, look, we've made mistakes tonight, but if we can go down this field, we can redeem ourselves. That's mental toughness. And you weren't doing it at home. You were doing it on the road in a crazy environment that was electric. Again, that's championship DNA. I'm not telling you we're going to the Super Bowl, but I'm telling you that's something that this team hasn't done in a long time. So shout out to this team. I mean, the last time, correct me if I'm wrong, last time I can think of it, they did it against the Houston Texans 2 years ago. But that's the Houston Texans. They were like 1-10. But to do it this early on in the season against a 3-1 Pittsburgh Steelers team with a really good pass rush was really impressive. Speaking of impressive, we got to talk about Rico Dowdle because we officially have a running back one. And I hate it because we've been talking about it all season long and all training camp and all offseason. We've been telling everyone, look, Rico's the guy. Rico is the guy. 20 carries, 87 yards, and just had some really impressive runs towards the end of the game that really helped this team. And you could see when the Cowboys needed a play, when they needed to clock to keep running, they ran the ball. And they ran it successfully and effectively. And that's just what this team needs. This team needs a consistent runner, and I feel like it's been years since we've had one, probably since Tony Pollard's breakout year where they were splitting carries with Zeke before Zeke went to New England. But Rico played great tonight, and he is running back number one. And we're finding things week by week, and I think we found our number one guy right there. And, almost fumbled at the end right there. I would have loved to have seen Zeke at that 1 yard line. I think he pounds it in, and he's so good at holding on to that ball. But, oh, my God, the Cowboys gave us a heart attack on that final play, on that final drive. Hunter Lipke with a big contribution. Love seeing the guy in there. Jalen Tolbert, 7 of 87. We're talking about young guys, and we talked about this in the pregame prediction video. We talked about young players. This was going to be a young guys game. This was going to be a chance for our young players to shine, to step up. Hunter Lipke did. Rico Dowdle did. DeMarvion Overshown did. Maurice Leafau did. Jalen Tolbert. We've been waiting for Tolbert to step into it, and he did. Not on top of the game-winning catch. I mean, just a great job of running past the marker and getting across the touchdown line so that all you have to do is focus on catching it. 7 receptions, 87 yards, and the touchdown. Jake Ferguson had a great day, too. 6 receptions, 70 yards, some really big plays, and I can't wait. I mean, we already know that final drive is going to be the all-22 film breakdown. It's going to be a lot of fun to do. CeeDee Lamb, 5 of 62. Kevontae Turpin, 4 of 50. And if you just look at the receiving stats, you look at the distribution of the ball. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different receivers that Dak Prescott spread the ball around to. That is impressive, and that's what we want to see on a consistent effort. On the defensive side of things, again, we're talking about it being a young man's game. We wanted to see our young players step up. DeMarvion Overshown obviously did. But Tyrus Wheat, not a name that we're going to hear often. Not a name that Cowboys Nation is going to be familiar with, but oh my God, did he ball out tonight. And he played tremendous on that defensive line. Chauncey Golston is a name that stuck out, and Osa Odighizuwa played phenomenal. And just really, I told you guys, it was going to be a gutsy, messy win. I chose the Cowboys to win, and they won. But I also told you that as far as the Cowboys go this year, it will be dictated by how these young guys can play. And they talked about it in the media too. Mike talked about it. Dak talked about it. Jerry talked about it. This was going to be their game. And what they proved tonight is something that they will actually carry for the rest of their career. The importance and significance of this win is humongous to their confidence and to this team. Because once you realize as a team that you've done it once, you're going to be able to do it again. You're going to be able to believe that you can do it again. So it's kind of like how I said earlier in the week too, where, we're not going to see blowout games anymore. We're not going to see those Cowboy games where they win 54-19, 38-10. We're going to see games where it's going to be tooth and nail in the trenches fighting these teams. And frankly, I'd rather see us win games like this because then I know my team has toughness and grit. And I know we can go toe to toe with you like that. I like my team like that. I want my football team to be like that. I don't want the football team to be built on speed. I want them to be built on toughness, and the Cowboys showed toughness tonight. And not just physical toughness, but mental toughness. Mental toughness to erase the 58 minutes that happened before and just focus on the last two and win the game. And this team did it. Wow, this team did it. I'm so proud of this team. And like I said, if the Cowboys were going to win this game, it was going to be because of their young guys, and it was going to be a gutsy effort, and it was going to be something that we could hang our hat on as Cowboys Nation. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm taking my hat off. I'm hanging it right here because I know I'm proud of this team tonight. I don't say that often. I don't say that often. They disappoint us a lot. But for our young guys, and I took the time to name each of the players that I thought were worth mentioning and had a fantastic game. And if I missed one, I'm sure I did. Comment down below. But this was going to be a game that if they won, we were going to be proud. And I'm proud of this team. They found a way to win. They found a way to win in a very unlikely situation, and they showed mental toughness, they showed physical toughness, and they showed that they could win on the road in a hostile environment. And that is just something, frankly, we haven't seen from this team in the past 3 years. So Cowboys Nation, celebrate tonight. This is a well-earned win. Well-earned. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to criticize Dak for those first 58 minutes. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, we shouldn't have been here. I get that. But we won a game that we weren't supposed to. We won a game that a lot of people believe that we weren't supposed to. We won. And I believed it the whole time, all week long. Watch the videos. Watch the shorts. I believe that the Dallas Cowboys in number 4 were going to get it done. And they got it done. Without Micah. Without DeMarcus Lawrence. Without Brandon Cooks. That's awesome. Be proud. Thank you so much, guys. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Go Cowboys.
Yeah, here we go.